would you describe the onboarding process when you first started working with us? Like, what did that look like in context of some of the other vendors you've worked with over the past many years?
Well, 2 words. The first was totally amazing. And amazing from the standpoint of, I've had a lot of different companies that go to do onboarding, and it's like this slow, agonizing process that gets drawn out, and you got forms you got to fill out, and then maybe you got to follow up and see what they did. And no, you guys were like jumping into it in 5-10 minutes. It was like, okay, let's get started. And it was like, in fact, it was so fast I couldn't keep up. It was like this shotgun thing. They just said, okay, boom, let's get it done. And not only that, it was very comprehensive. So that'd be the other word that I would say, that it didn't just look at one little thing, it was looking at many things. From my viewpoint, it's been above and beyond pretty much the whole time. I think from what you guys described, because, a lot of times a sales move just blows a whole lot of smoke up your ass. That's it. And a lot of that is to get you to go ahead and take the commitment. And you figure, all right, if I can get like 10% of what they told me, maybe 20%, then it's probably pretty good and you're going to do that. Well, you guys did everything you said you were going to do, and then some more things which were actually really more surprising to me, and that was more on the marketing side as well, being able to actually write the copy, to take ideas and concepts that I had and write copy and write multiple versions of it so you had choices and be able to put it together. But not just write it, but also do it in like a very short time frame. Like, I give you an idea, here's what I've got. Hey, within 30 minutes, I got examples to look at. And that is shocking in comparison to companies that I've worked with. So yes, it's always above and beyond. It's what you said you're going to do and then some. But I would say the expediency at which you get things done, that's always above and beyond from what I've both expected and certainly experienced from any other company.
At first, I'm sure you remember, Adam, I don't even remember when we first talked. I don't remember how you got my information, but I know I was dodging it. And I was, saying, next week, next month, and I kept getting pinged, and I kept getting reminded, and I kept getting, the emails, and I'm like, this guy's relentless, in a good way, because it wasn't overwhelming, but it was to a fact, like, it kind of, triggered my mind to say, yep, he's still here. Yep, he's still interested. Yep, he might have something to solve my problem. And, it was, and he didn't push me to do something when I wasn't ready, because at the time I wasn't ready. And, you're very sincere in the sense that, it's like, when you're ready, let's talk. And when you're ready, let's talk more. And then you just kept dripping on me. And I was impressed by that, because I'm not a pushy salesperson. If you ever met me, if you ever see me, and you ever do business with me, I kind of have an I don't care mentality. And it really draws people closer to me, because I trust me, I do want the business, but I don't want the business if you don't want the business, and I'm not going to force it.
100%.
And that's the kind of relationship that I look for. And that's how I felt during the onboard process, if that makes sense. That's why as soon as we started the relationship, I was very committed, and I wanted to make this a very long-term relationship.
I have a little bit of technology, but I'm not tech savvy in some of the newer technologies. And y'all have been very patient with me, helped me through the onboarding process, made it as painless as possible. And I appreciate that.
I remember right when we first started, immediately we set up a time to connect. Me and my assistant went on board, and basically step by step of how to set everything up was already explained to us and done. And then I got busy in my day, and you continued to do that even with my assistant and giving her access to everything, which was fantastic. Gave a lot of my time back. But the onboarding has been, anytime that we're missing something or we're looking to add in and keep growing as we start up, was pretty much immediate.
To get to the business aspect of it, you're always advancing us and dripping new things when we're on calls. With the support you have, with the scheduled calls that we have throughout the week, I'm going to do my best to jump on. Even if the times aren't convenient for me, I know they're convenient for you, and your time's valuable. That's when you need to be there. So I try to jump on there, and you're always dropping nuggets. The people that join those calls are dropping nuggets. I learned a lot from John the other day. He's great, and you just never know when you're going to pick that up. So it's staying tied into the core. And you'll never know what nugget you're going to get, which is going to take you to your next level.
And when somebody can come in and best me, I go, oh, okay, this is a good company to work with.
So they come to us. If you're, in a bigger firm or bigger franchise, you have to build a niche. You have to build a follow-up program, system that will continuously contact these folks. So that's why we took the initiative to do this, because one, I want to expand my agency. I want to grow business. Two, what's the biggest challenge out there for agents now? And I can guarantee you, I can tell you that it's lead generation, and it's how expensive it is for people to buy realtor leads, Zillow leads, third-party leads, whatever it is. And the amount of leads that I'm getting in for the amount of money that we're spending, where are we at? We're at $8, $9 a lead. Last time we checked,
This has been a blessing because not only have you helped me to do the follow-up that I needed to do, you cut my costs on some of the things that I was paying for, helped me to focus my energies more on the actual realtor side of real estate instead of back office, computer, and all of that it can be a time suck.
I think connecting the CRM lead generation and then also putting all the Slack together, make it very communicative across the board, was very useful because I know what's happening in my business. I know what's going on. The end of day reports have been fantastic, but in terms of like where everybody's at, what came in, even saying like which produced, what ad came, or what lead came from what ad, really kind of showed a little different support from other things, right?
So just the response rate on the type of lead that we're getting or the prospect that we're getting to talk to was mind blowing. And I saw that firsthand, just by picking up the phone and doing that.
I would say it is the one thing that it has given to me is I don't feel like I need to be in search right now. Even though anytime I've ever had other providers, I always felt like it was incomplete and I still had to go find some other services. And I don't feel like I need to do that. I feel like I truly have a partner in my business that it doesn't matter what part of my business they're willing to help and either do for me or figure out with me how I get it done. So that is a comfort.
And my monthly investment for this is it's the cost, I think, of probably what you would sign up for 5 or 6 leads with Realtor.com, because I still had it. I still have the program. I'm getting 5 leads with Realtor.com, and it's the same investment that I'm getting for this, and I'm getting 5 in a weekend or a day from you. So it's insane. And I say that to say that time is limited. So with the program and the efficiency that you've built here, I can't even count, how many people I have working for me when I'm not working. And I work 24/7. So it's like when I'm sleeping, I'll say, when I'm sleeping, you need to have people working on your behalf. So when I wake up and I get my calendar out, I have appointments that are set and I have to show up. So for some of these agents that are, they're not working as hard as they think they should, or they need a schedule, this is how you do it. You have your ISA make your schedule, and then you have to show up. And that's what I'm going to be pitching to my people, is because so we get comfortable in our day to day and we get distracted. Whereas when you have structure and you have a program or CRM or a system like you and your team, you have to show up and you have to be there for those calls. So that's what I would say is that this makes your time so much more efficient. You get so much time back because you don't have to be at this business by yourself. You have a team of everyone here.
Working with y'all for a few months now, and it's been a really good experience. I've learned a lot.
And then the tools on the ISA side has been fantastic because now I don't have to worry about booking my own appointments if I don't want to. They're already being done. At least I know that all of the leads on our database are being called, which is essentially what we need every day. So we go focus on helping people buy or sell homes,
Is that different than how it used to be in the past before we were working together?
Yeah, I would literally have to call all my leads every day, starting from 1 to 40, and then the next day do 40 to 8. It was in hope that I didn't miss anybody, and updating the CRM and just going back and forth. Yeah, it's fun.
And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, these are internet leads. And I'm not trying to downplay internet leads, but I was like, these are internet leads. And my experience with internet leads, I was in the insurance business a while back, and it was 10%. You get a hold of, because people are just filling out forms for the heck of it. And the way that you're structuring your ads and the professionals you have behind the scene, putting these together, they know what they're doing. Because these are people that are interested and they know what I'm talking about. I had people calling stuff like, I just filled out that form because it popped up on my screen. In the insurance business, here it was like, I filled out the form. I was interested in buying a house. Somewhere down the line.
You guys, in comparison to anybody else that I have been with, any other service provider that I've used, and this is where is one of those intangible things that people may not even realize that they're going to get as a benefit, and when they are getting it, they might not even necessarily notice it. And that is, it's easy to be in your business and you are constantly focusing on it, but it's very difficult to actually have peers that are in that business that you can talk to, not worry about being robbed, and actually bring inspiration to what you're doing and another viewpoint that allows you to then take it and exponentially make it better. And that's what I find from those meetings that we get. Even listening to some of the other clients that you've got in those meetings and where they are and asking some questions has helped my business. And I think I've helped some of them in giving some examples as well.
Talked about, if I were to narrow it down to a few items, I would say that if you're even considering something like this, that, if it is a consideration, you need to commit for a year, at least a year. And with that, I think you'll be impressed with the results, because I'm seeing results now. We're just a couple months in. When I set my expectation, it was kind of like, okay, let's see how we're, not necessarily how we're doing in a quarter, because I'm committed, for the year, but it's like, I want to see results within a quarter, or I need to, we need to talk and have a serious conversation and adjust a few things. But yeah, it's kind of like you really have to commit to something that you're serious about.
We started this process. I said I'd give you 90 days. We're past our 90 days, which says a lot for me, because I don't have a lot of patience or tolerance for long-term strategies. So having said that, y'all have been very impactful in that 90 days, so much so that I'm continuing with your services.
It's been about that week, and it shows me how higher level that our business can be, and what can be added in to generate more of a business on the back end, to where I'm not running around my head chopped off, right? I really know that there's different avenues to creating my business for the team and myself has been impactful. Yeah, that's probably that's the biggest mind shift, honestly. It's like, it's no longer just buyers selling homes. It's no longer just building relationships. This is how much higher that agencies can go, and having that support there.
Don't get me wrong, because we still need to be active in this business.
You are most impressive. You told me the other day, what did you do on Sunday? What happened with those leads? That was pretty crazy, right?
Exactly. And it's, you have to be, a product of the system, and you can't just throw it all to you guys and say, you do it for me. No, it's you do it in conjunction with the team. And then now it's double time. You just bought yourself, 2 people working at the same time, or when you're not working.
I had, unless there's anything else you wanted to share, but I don't think there's anything else I can even ask. I'm broken at this point.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm very happy. I'm looking forward to, growing this out. Because like right now, my thing is going after expired listings. And that's really pretty much what I'm focusing on. Once we've got that going, then, I got 10 other things that I want to do, and we're going to do one at a time and, get things going just like I just described. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next year this time, to what we've accomplished in 12.
I've been blown away by your response time, because I send out messages, or I send out, I try to get on the call when leads come in, and you're already on it. And I was like, doesn't this guy have other clients? And I know you do. I know you're flooded, because with the program the way it is, you have to. And I'm like, this guy's on it. Elliot's on it. And when I was during the onboarding, when Elliot was setting us up, it wasn't easy. And I'm pretty technologically inclined, but nothing that's really great.
$500 a month, and you're making $10,000. I'm going to tell you to go spend $2,000 a month so you can make $40,000.
If you are in the point of your business where you are consistently doing your calls, notes, pop-ups, the place to do it. Like, again, not blowing smoke. They literally, like, you have a channel, direct access to the whole team of like what's going on and what you need. And there's always some entry real estates of like, there's something more to this, right? And this provides that more. That is probably what's been like, if you're thinking about doing it and you are looking to scale and looking for that back end support and looking to get your time back, this is the way to do it.
To your question is, Sunday I rolled, I opened my phone, and I had eight leads that came in from Facebook, and I'm like, it's Sunday evening, I got a couple minutes, the kids we're taking a bath, shower, doing their thing. I was like, let me just jump on the phone real quick. And I made some calls, and I was just saying, very, very simple. I was like, hey, Susan, you called, there was a Facebook ad that you jumped on. I'm just curious what were you looking for in a local realtor here in the area. 6 out of the 8 people picked up the phone.